It is October 31st, 2020. Oh, probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I found a tree that is still actively photosynthesizing. While most of the trees, including the hickories and the oaks and uh, the mulberry and hackberry, they're pretty well done for the year. They've completed their growing season, sent those sugars on down to the roots where they're stored as starch, and as the tree is in need of energy, those starch molecules will be hydrolyzed into glucose molecules and produce energy. Just like we use chemical energy in the form of glucose, so do trees. So this tree is kind of unusual in the sense that, like I just described, it still has its leaves. Those leaves look they're nice and green, full of chlorophyll, um, pliable, viable. They're ready to do some more work. So what we're going to do with this tree, it's kind of an unusual tree in the sense that it's still working. We're going to identify it. I'm going to have you look at different parts, different key structures, and have you identify it with a dichotomous key. So the first thing I'll have you look at is uh, a twig. And what I want you to do is write down the blade complexity. Our choice is either simple or compound. Second, I want you to look at the number of leaves per node. If it has alternate leaves, it has one leaf per node. If there are two leaves per node, it has opposite leaf arrangement. So I think you can figure that one out, both blade complexity and um, the leaf arrangement. Got it? So let's walk over and look at other parts of the tree, give you a few more leads, and have you identify it here sometime next week. There's the bark. I think that's about 6 centimeters at breast height. And you might write down a couple mental notes or maybe 2 or 3 things about it. Some really distinct features of this bark that I certainly would write down. Let's look at the leaf. Here's one. Look at the shape, and hopefully you can see the margin. Write down a shape, and I may have to help you with a margin here once I take one back to the lab and look at underneath a hand lens. Okay? You're looking at a bunch of leaves that have very short internodes. That means they're not spaced out. So if you look at a twig, most of these twigs, you'll see leaves that will fool you in terms of the leaf arrangement, the number of leaves per node. So there it is. It's going to be I think we're going to figure out the group really easy. And we'll hopefully get to the family. And from family, go to genus. And maybe even get the species name, the 2-word name. So we'll do our best to get at least a genus with our dichotomous key. So we looked at the leaves, the blade complexity, and leaf arrangement. We looked at the shape of leaves. We tried to see the margins. We looked at the bark. Now I want you to see something else. There's a pretty obvious feature on this branch right here that you should take note of. Alright, so I think we'll figure it out. I know that our keys are pretty user friendly, and I don't think we'll have any problem figuring it out. So this will be a new friend in our forest. So look forward to seeing you guys Monday. Hopefully you guys kept up with your assignments and you had power here at least on Sunday. But God bless you and have a good weekend.